magazine review. Issue number 9. So jump on in and let's review it. Check out what's inside. See what date it was issued. And check out the fantastic toys that come with it. As you see on this particular one right here, we have the TIE Whisper, which is a really great ship. And we have a Stormtrooper. Sorry, Snowtrooper. My apologies, Stormtrooper. Thanks for jumping in, guys. Welcome. Great to see you. So what we do here is we take all the Lego magazines, not just Star Wars, but we are starting on Star Wars, and we will start mixing them once we have passed the teens of the magazines. Star Wars was the first one to come out with minifigures. That's comic books, right? Star Wars comic books, not the hard covers. Like, I'm gonna bring one and show you right now. We're not talking about the hard covers like this one, which we will be doing later on in the series, but we're not discussing at the moment. We're not talking about hardcovers. We are talking about, just put this down here. We are talking about ones that came with minifigures, not just comic books. Gotta get this out of the way because it's gonna sort of interfere with what we're doing, and we don't want to do that. So this particular one, prior to the other ones, came with 2 minifigures, 1 limited edition. They usually call it the bonus minifig, which is really cool. As you look on here, you can see it's 34 pieces in this one, which is a pretty big bill for a poly bag. Later on, you'll notice something about the poly bags. We'll talk about that later also. And you have a Snowtrooper here. One of the newer versions of the Snowtrooper. Because if you look at the helmet is built totally different. When I open a packet of this, the helmet in back, usually it's extended all the way down. This one is just halfway down the back. So it's a totally different Snowtrooper. It's New Order Snowtrooper. And it's Disney, as you can see on there. This one also, the earlier magazines didn't. So if we look on front here, we can see the TIE Fighter and different things. As you guys, if you were following my earlier videos, you would notice you would always have, you can win something over here on the early edition, right? Like this one, number 8. You could have won prizes, but Lego, Disney, changed that when they took over, and they basically stopped after a while giving prizes out. So, like I said, we'll be doing like Chima, if you know Chima magazine, we'll be doing Hyde magazine, we'll be doing, all these are coming with minifigures or mini builds. Jurassic World, we will be doing Ninjago, City, Minecraft. We will be doing all of those different magazines along the bill. Hi guys, if you're jumping in, could you please hit the like button and help the channel to progress. And I want to thank you guys and welcome all of you to the early morning review. And let's jump in and see what we got. So as you see on top says, yes, Kylo, TIE Whisperer. Okay, and let's jump in and see. So you're getting too many things. This is issue number 9. I should have said that. Issue number 9. And you got 2 magazines, and the price on this one is $6.99. Okay, so let's jump inside, see what we got. We have Lord Vader here, which is the latest version, printed arms. You will see that in one of my later vids because I'm going by numbers. It says, a long time in the galaxy far, far away. And comics, they started posting inside of it. I'll just refer back to the older ones. They didn't post basically like they're posting now. Let's just get here and I'll show you, because that's the first page anyway. But if you notice, there's nothing like a glossary showing you what's coming up inside. But they started doing that. It has comics, it has posters, and everything, games. So they added more, plus the toys, obviously. Okay, so here you have the main toy, 34 pieces, a Whisper, right? And you have different characters on the front page. And it usually comes with 2 comics. Here's the first comic, Stolen Plans. As we know, they were supposed to get the plans, the information passed on, which they stole. Here we have the 2 robots, and they have knocked the guards out, and they're gonna take the plans, place it on a disc, and he's gonna pass the disc, supposedly pass the disc over to R2-D2. P.O. has it right now. And let's move on in. And here we have Vader with his clone troopers, and they're literally drawing little things on the helmet. I keep saying this, I would love if they did that, if they would add like these little things on the clones, because look, they just drew a clone there on top of the helmet. That would be a really good addition to the advent calendar one of the years. That would really help out. I'd like to collect that. It'll just be a goof, but it'll be good to collect. So the alarm went off, and as you know, the room's red, and they're off. CP3 slipped, and he's in the ground. The clone's coming around the corner, and the clone says, "Excuse me, can you let me know, Low Vader? I may be late. Let Vader know I may be late." Because he thinks that's one of their droids, but as we know. Again, here's a goof. So if they would let him come with a clone helmet and put it in gold also, which would be really fantastic. Put it in gold, and that would be a great figure. Lego needs to do stuff like that. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Fun with BB Gun. What's up? What's going on, man? We're doing a review. As you know, we do the early morning magazine review, and we're on episode 9, issue number 9. Again, these helmets will be really good on the droids, and it's really fun. Nice to see you, man. Obi-Wan, what's up? Hello there. So we're doing the early morning magazine review. Thanks for the shout out, guys. May the force be with you. And we're here, as you know, in the book the magazine has coloring section. So we're reviewing every magazine if you're jumping for the first time. every Lego Star Wars magazine that was ever made, not hardcovers, like the exclusive 2025 exclusive Darth Maul, not like that. We will do that later on in the series, but we're doing 1 through 126 we're up to now. They have made. Right, so let's move on. And it comes with a comics and different stuff if you're just jumping in for the first time. Thanks, yes. I love it too, man. Yeah. So here we go. They took off, and as you can see, Vader's very annoyed. Over here, he's chatting to CP3O, and he said, by the maker, it's Darth Maul. It's not Darth Maul, Darth Vader. Just threw that in there. Yeah, so he's chatting with him, takes his helmet off. And Vader, for some reason, let them go by. He says, you little droids are too short to be stormtroopers. And Vader uses powers to knock the droids over. Don't know why. I hate it when he does that. And what party? That's what one of one of them says. One of the clones says that. When they got knocked over. Let's move over here. And they're still running away. He pulled up a hologram and he found them. And now he's after them, grabs his lightsaber, and CP3 grabs onto R2-D2 and he jettisons out of there. And he's still flying along past the clone that's cleaning up, knocks him over, grabs his bucket, and they're off. I thought he was going to do something like this. He dropped the water down on the floor, and Lord Vader slides on the floor and slips over. They got outside to the Millennium Falcon here, and Vader's all wet. Vader says, you can carry on cleaning when I return in triumph. And they're off, and Vader's right after them with his TIE fighter. Vader shoots at them. Again, guys, just please hit the like button for me. It'd be really helpful. Hold the algorithm. And also, if you want to hit the super fan button, you can always do that. Help the channel grow. So they're off. Chewie and Han is on the ship. And Vader's really upset here. You can see that. And let's turn. And they've brought the plans to Leia and Luke. I present this to you, the data obtained by the Astromechs. And they're checking it out. Vader's really annoyed. What happened? This isn't what I asked for. Why is everything stuck to the ceiling? Vader's annoyed. And that's the end of that one. Again, it comes out with a really good pullout. Check it out here. So we have Obi on one of the ends. And when we go inside, let's see what they got. Ooh, check it out. Vader with his tie. That's not the one with the printed arms, though. Let's move on. So here's a puzzle. Anakin and Obi. Again, they do puzzles all the way through, puzzles, games, and different things like that. So let's move on. See what we got. So here's a game. Instead of just using Lego bricks as a base, you can build a base from several bricks and pieces if you are a planet conqueror, basically. So you have to basically follow this in what order with the lines and do the planets and name them down here. And let's move on and see what else we got. Don't want to miss a page. Here we go. Here's another maze puzzle. And another puzzle over here. First owner. And you put the different parts of the ship, as it says right here. It's supposed to spell out something. Can't really see what it spells out. You have to decipher the code and put the pieces and it spells it out there. Let's move on in. So also up to this point, I haven't seen a new magazine. As you remember, in the previous version, it would have two magazines. So back here would have another comic. So just a second. That's in one comic, and then we have another comic up front, right? But this one, so far, doesn't show another comic. Okay, so this is the build for the tie. And let's move on in. And this is the rest of it. Here we go. This is the other part of the comic. And this has Kylo Ren in it to start. And what's that? What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Return of the Jedi. What's yours? Okay, here we go. He's off. You have the two different ties here. And let's move on. Another maze. And another game down at the bottom. So that was a really short magazine again. Comic, sorry. And here we have one of the magazines I will be doing my review on. Like I said, I'll be doing city and different ones. Okay, and usually at the back, they show, what's that? My favorite Star Wars is Attack of the Clones. Whoa, that's pretty cool. So they usually show what's coming out next. As I said, this is a cheap way of getting the minifigures that you would have to buy a set that would cost you $15 plus. So here we have Princess Leia with the bonbons, right? So it's pretty cheap to get that when you buy this, because this magazine, as I said before, you get 2 minifigures and it was $6.99. What's that? Oh, Lego City, yeah. Bring back some memories, definitely. Yeah, it's still being sold now, the magazine. So here we have Leia and a little puzzle. You cut it out. And in the back, not a great set. So guys, as you know, I'm going to be doing these review every morning, Lego early morning magazine review, and we will be doing the hardcovers soon, and we will be getting the figure out so you can see the fantastic 25th exclusive Darth Maul minifigure Also, we will be opening some of them because we have duplicates of all the, and we do giveaways. So if you become a super fan, you can have an opportunity to win one of those. So jump in every morning. And if you want to see anything at all to do with Boba or Jango Fett, just ask. And as I'm an avid collector of both Jango and Boba, I have every single one that was ever made, every minifigure, every ship, and obviously helmets. So I have Boba, I have Jango helmet, I have every minifigure that was made from 2002 to 2025. So if you'd ever want to see that, just jump in and ask, and I will give you a look at that. Again, guys, thanks for supporting the channel. It's great to see everyone on there. We also do stuff like this. And put on your notifications. I do something called 5 Live. So 5 Live, we build a live stream of different ships. Ships like this one right here. Let's see if we can just find this one here. So we do stuff like building this, the 2025, to the, this is the 8088. Ships like the 7952, and ships like the 2025 version of the Ark, which is what we just showed there. So again, thank everyone for jumping on, and may the force be with you.